Hey you guys, Desmond here,
And Krisha.
and welcome back to the channel. And today we are here to discuss two episodes of Drag Race UK. So before we get into it, just want to remind everyone to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers and would love to reach it as soon as possible. So, Krisha, what did you think of this makeover and roast?
Mm. The makeover was cute.
Mm-hmm.
And the roast was okay. I mean, I chuckled a little bit.
Yeah. We're gonna get into it because since we got two episodes to go over, we're gonna kind of jump through it all. But hey, let's get into it. Oh snap! They could already see the first screenshot, but that's okay. That is okay. So this is right after Octavia's elimination. They come in and congratulate Lil on winning and calling her the lip sync assassin because this is her third lip sync win.
Mm.
Because she won the lip sync for the win, and then she had
Mm-hmm.
two lip syncs for her life that she had won. I wouldn't call her a lip sync assassin, but she is a good lip sync performer. I will say
Yes.
that. And I find it funny that the two times that she lip synced for her life were for performance challenges, but was able to win the lip sync. That just shows you when Lil could do Lil, we're good. But when you're trying to get Lil to do,
Whatever you want her to do.
that's when we're like, whoa. And
One.
we realized that in the roast too. When we tell her to be funny, she's like, funny.
This is funny. Technical funny. Joke. Punchline.
Yeah.
No?
No? Oh,
No?
okay.
Yes, and. Yes, and. We don't have the money. And.
Oh my goodness. So the queens sit down and congratulate Lavoie for getting her third win. She'll be getting another one shortly. But
Shortly.
as always, I will screenshot it every time. The winner of Drag Race, I almost said Down Under. The winner of Drag Race UK wins a cash tip of £25,000. So the queens come in the next day in the workroom, and RuPaul announces that we're doing a makeover. And we're doing a makeover of all of our loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
Charity's mom, Releasa's sister, Lil's mom, Kylan's partner, Marmalade's mom, and then Lavoie's dad, who love him so much.
Yes, protect this man at all
At
costs.
all costs. Several of these, actually, most of these family
All of
members,
them.
all of them. Protect them all. Protect them all. They chose the right people in their family to come. I'm finna say, I don't think any of my family would agree, so they'll most likely end up calling like you or Destiny. Be like, hey, best friend, come, because we know mom. Well, you might get one of my sisters to come. I think Sierra would do it. The rest of them probably not. And I know my brothers won't.
Mm.
My brothers probably won't even pick up the phone. Because they're just like me. If it's not saved, they're not answering. And they don't check voicemails. So, you're one of my brother's voicemails is full. I'm like, if you don't empty your voicemail. But anyway, we got family members up in the house. They got to do a little sit down with Mama Rue.
I thought that was cute.
I really enjoyed that. Like, usually we get this towards in the next episode when it's just RuPaul and the queens. But I liked
Mm.
having the family members in there. It
Getting
gave
their point of view.
yeah, it gave the what we're used to, but with a nice little twist. Because
Mm.
normally I don't even discuss the little sit down talks with Ruse that they do. But with this one, I'm
Mm.
like, I'm gonna talk about it because I really enjoyed most of them. I'm sorry, I enjoyed all of them. Let me not say most of them. And I
Right.
enjoyed getting to know their family members.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's time to get to the main stage. And up first, we have our hostesses with the mostesses, Mother Rue. What did you think of RuPaul this week, and what is your score?
She looks like a little Barbie doll.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. She got the classic that open toe shoe. But hey, I don't know about that wig with the dress, but other than that, I give this an A.
I
Give it
give
an
it
A
an
plus.
A too. It's the shoe. Everything else like is good. I rock with it, but it's the shoe. So when you said the shoe, I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Because, sometimes I be tripping over shoes. So when you're on the same page as me, I'm like, okay, at least I'm not tripping this time.
Yeah, that just shows how long we've been doing this.
But yes, the A I agree with. So this week, we are joined by Michelle Visage, Alan Carr, and our extra special guest judge,
You
AJ
thought you liked it as
Adudu.
many pictures as you
I didn't realize it until I was skipping through them. I'm like, I took a lot. Okay.
took.
So AJ Adudu is here. Come back anytime. I know you've been here before, but like
She was
I
lovely.
love AJ. But yes, the category is drag family resemblance. So up
Of
first
course.
we have Lavoie and Voila. First of all, love the name Voila. Lavoie, your mind, your mind. Now this is a little matchy matchy. You know how I feel about matchy matchy. But to me, this is
Mm,
good matchy matchy. And Voila is the star of the show as she should be.
of course.
I would have loved the necklace instead of a long earring, maybe a necklace instead.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, these are really cute. I give these an A minus, only because Voila
You don't
shoe
like
is not
matching.
the same color as the dress.
Well, there's only so much you can do with a 78-year-old
And
man.
I get that. That's why I'm not harking on it too much. But it did kind of take me out of the illusion. I'm like, oh, shoes. Oh, hi. But what did you think, and what's your score?
You know what? I give these both A's. I,
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much, and because I understand the fact that we have a very geriatric man on a stage who cannot wear a regular heel, that the heel will not match.
Moving on to Marmalade and Just Jam. Again, the names. The names. I'm loving it. I am
The
loving
names
it.
were on point.
The names were on point. What did you think of Marmalade and Just Jam?
Oh, they were cute. They were so cute. I loved it. This gets an A for me as well.
This gets an A for me as well. It's matchy, but not being too matchy. I love when I first saw it. My mind went Clueless as well. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the only one who was like Clueless.
Share.
Yeah, but yeah, this was really cute. I agree with the A. I'm going to give.
And Dion.
Up next is Charity and Mama T. Now listen, this is
Mm.
the only name where I was kind of like, y'all could have really been funny and like named, she's Charity, so why not name Mama Thara P? That was my first thought. I'm like, oh yeah, charity and therapy. But Mama T, okay, cool. But with Mama T, these looks are cute. It's just because all of the makeovers were really good this week, this
Hmm.
just don't stand out as much.
And I completely agree.
So for me, I'm gonna have to give this a B, but it's a good B.
Right. It's like a BB plus.
Oh, B plus. Oh, look at you, look at you. Up next is Kyron Thrax and Rue Bella. What did you think of Kyron and Rue?
Oh, I love this. I'm not usually a camp girl, but this was so cute.
I love the Ben baby.
The Ben baby,
The Ben,
Benjamin Ben baby.
it was just so cute, so cute.
Oh my goodness. This gets this gets an A from me.
This gets an A plus from me. I love this so much. And what really gets me is you can see Kyron on Rubella there.
Yes,
Like she did
because
a
I
really
can't tell who's who.
like you did a really good job with turning Richard, which is I believe his name, into
Yes.
Rubella. And this was just I was shocked Kyron didn't get the win, but I'm also happy with the winner because, she should have been got some wins by now. So I'm gonna let it slide. But we'll talk about that more a little bit later. Up next, we have Relisa Lisa and Jaleesa Lisa. What did you think of the Lisa sisters?
Oh, this was cute. I mean, and the fact that, she made those on the fly and was like, for somebody who doesn't sew, and was like, oh, it's my sister. Let me protect my sister.
And that's what I loved about it so much was, I could have her out here half naked, but I know my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do something that we're both comfortable in.
Right.
Oh, what's your score? I almost went into my stuff.
Look, this is an A for me.
For me, this gets like a B plus.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish that she would have had a lovely coat and not just,
The bottom hem of the coat.
The bottom hem of it, just the scraps. Like, I get it, you had to make this all, so you probably didn't have enough time. But, yeah. And I give you applause for making this in such a short time. But, yeah, I give this a B plus, just compared to some of the other looks that we got. Up next is Lil and Lola Buzzcock. I thought this was cute. Now, I thought it was a little simple. Me personally, I would have loved more on the bottom half. Like, top, waist up, amazing. Right. I wish there was something a little bit more going on in the bottom. So for me, this gets a B plus.
I give it a B. Yeah, I give it a B.
So, out of all these amazing looks that we had, who was your favorite this week?
I have to say Kyron.
I do too. And like I said, and like we said, Marmalade ended up getting the win. So happy for Marmalade. She should have been got a win by this point. But I really thought Kyron was going to get this. But if I was judging this, Marmalade would already had at least one win by this point.
Marmalade would have had 2 of Kyron's wins by now.
So she probably had just one. So giving Kyron the win here wouldn't have been such a, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not upset. Marmalade and her mom, Just Jam, looked amazing. And I love when Michelle said, must be Marmalade because Just Jam don't shake. I'm like, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh. But we find out that the bottom 2 is Chara and Relisa. Do you agree with this bottom 2 placement?
I mean, kinda.
Is there someone you would switch out?
But then that's my next thought. I was like, but then there's nobody I really would have switched out. So yeah.
For me, I feel like this is the correct bottom 2. You could possibly have Lil down there, but I think this is the correct bottom 2 for this episode. The lip sync song is
no, they didn't rickroll us.
When the scream that I scrum, like because I watched this day of. The way I wanted to text you, but I was like, damn it, I know she hasn't watched yet. But I wanted to text you so bad. This lip sync song! It was one of the top 3 songs on my list of songs that I wanted to see done on the show. So I was super happy when I heard doom, 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 doom. I was like, yes. But at first I thought we were getting rickrolled, so I was waiting for it to stop. And I was like, oh, no, this is it. We're going with it. Okay. We're no strangers to love. All right, let's move. Right.
And I was like, it would be so funny if Charity won because she looked just like him. But I didn't want Relisa to go.
That part.
Like, come on, Relisa, get it together.
So for the lip sync, it was pretty even during the first half of the lip sync.
It really
I was watching and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know which way this is going to go.
No.
But at the end, Relisa, baby, turned it up to an 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yes, ma'am. And when she did the kind of half electric slide moment there, I was like, She won it. She won it. It was just so much fun there at the end. RuPaul decided that Relisa Lisa is the queen that'll be staying in the competition. Do you agree?
Yes.
I agreed as well. Which unfortunately means that Charity must sashay away. So, after her elimination, they return back to the workroom. They say goodbye to their good pal, congratulate Relisa on her win, and go sit on down. Marmalade finally got a win, so they congratulated her on that.
Just like I finally got it, man, I'm so close.
Finally. Ooh. Just a reminder that there is a cash tip of $25,000. Well, pounds. I'm sorry, they do pounds.
Pounds.
Yes, we walk into the workroom and Marmalade shows off her new chest piece.
Some jewelry.
Some jewelry, darling. The alarm goes off.
Everybody's got a badge now.
Yes, everyone's got a badge. So for the first time this season, somebody with a badge is about to go home. So, the room mail goes off. RuPaul enters the workroom and announces that this week they'll be doing a roast. But not just any roast. Send in the clowns. And as soon as I saw that title card, I was like, oh no.
And look, as soon as I heard it, I was like, don't have to watch this.
I was like, oh no. Oh, Creesha's not going to like this.
No.
Creesha's not going to like this.
No.
I don't know why they've been doing a lot of clown stuff this year, but...
Because they know I'm watching. And they don't want me to watch no more. They telling Desmond to find a new co-host. I'm pretty sure half of you down there agree.
Before this roast, they'll be roasting each other, the eliminated queens, and of course, the judges.
Yes.
So because Relisa won the lip sync, she gets to choose who goes in what order. So they sit down, and she decided to ask the ancestors.
They'll put them all in that act.
Now, you know me, I'm all for doing a strategic placing. But just to be like, you know what? Woo! Whatever happens, happens. And then we get the order, and Lil's like, well, I don't like my spot. She's like, okay, that's fine. I'll put you before LaVoie. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you said you were listening to the ancestors. The ancestors told you that LaVoie needs to go before Lil. But hey, it is what it is. So to get a little help for this roast, we got two previous roast winners from season 3, I Love a Day, and from season 5, Michael Maruli. Listen, Michael knows how to warm up a crowd. When we were at DragCon, I caught a couple panels, not as many as I did last year. But Michael warmed up every panel that they did. Every Bring Back My Girls. Hey! And it's just, Michael knows how to get the crowd from being dead silence to up on their feet, cheering. Like, we were having a good time by the time Michael was done. I'm like, can Michael stay?
Like, Michael host.
Like,
Michael be the host.
Like, I love me some T.S. Madison. And I even got to spoke to T.S. for a little bit after the Bring Back My Girls. Yeah, I spoke to her. Yes,
I got to speak to her.
I got to spoke to her. But yeah, so they came in and gave the queen some advice, which I think they really gave them some good advice. And I love that they even did a little flashback to their respected roasters and showed their highlights. But yeah, after that, let's go ahead and get to this main stage, honey. Up first, we have our hostesses with the mostesses. What did you think of RuPaul?
For some weird reason, this looks recycled. Like aluminum foil.
No aluminum foil. Ooh.
It's a roast.
It is.
It is. Roast. Aluminum foil. Recycled wig. Yeah, I give it a B. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, I don't like the wig choice. I don't like the shoe choice. I feel like this would have been better if it was like a full gown.
Yeah.
Especially with this type of material giving the foil.
Right?
But yeah, I don't really like this wig. And I like this
It's
wig.
always
Let me
giving
correct
baked
myself.
potato.
I like this wig. It just doesn't go with what she got on. So for me, this is a C. So this week we are joined by Michelle Visage, Alan Carr, and our extra special guest judge, Saban McSweeney.
Shogun.
So the eliminated queens are here, and it's time to send in the clowns. Our first clown was Relisa Lisa. It started good.
It did, because I was laughing and cackling. But I was like, there's no roast.
Yeah, like there's no roast, and then she went to her notes, and then from there onwards, it was just kind of, and the whole peeing water bit. I'm just like, RuPaul don't like to watch people eat. Now I imagine it's probably the same thing for drinking and spitting stuff out. So, yeah. And then her clown outfit, it gives clown, but the makeup don't give clown.
Right.
If we're gonna do clowns, give me the clown makeup, okay? Because this would have been real cute with the clown makeup, not the Relisa face. You know what I'm saying? But what did you think of the roast?
Like I said, it was okay. It wasn't the best. I chuckled, I laughed, and gave some laugh, but it wasn't a roast. Are we actually scoring it?
Let's move on to Kyron Thrax. I think Kyron really handicapped himself by trying to do this voice, trying to do this character. It really didn't start getting funny till like the last few jokes, which was a really surprise for me because I expected Kyron to go in and kill this challenge. And I feel like if Kyron would have just came in as Kyron, she would have. And also, this is not clown. I don't know what this is, but it's not a clown.
It's character.
It's character, darling. What did you think of Kyron Thrax?
Honestly, I felt the same way. I felt that they handicapped themselves with this voice. If they wouldn't have did this voice, they probably could have did a little bit more, because I was sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, gee, it would have been better if they'd have just came in as themselves, because something was missing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Moving on to Lil. Oh, she tried. And the parts that were funny was when she was messing up. That wasn't her intention for us to laugh at that time.
Yeah, I sympathized with Lil at that point, because it was like, when I'm trying to be funny, when I want to be funny, I'm not funny. But when I'm just like, I could be a really funny storyteller. Like, my favorite story is like telling the story of when we figured out my aunt was psycho. And I'm like, but that includes like a lot of physical comedy, and then like a little bit of background on my aunt and our family dynamic and how that worked. So if you don't know, then it's not that funny. So then I feel like, okay, it kind of kills the joke when I got to explain for 40 minutes. The background on my aunt. So sometimes when I'm first telling the story, like the first 5 times I tell a story, I tell it and it's just like, why? Then if I try to tell it like 6th, 7th time, 20th time, somewhere down the road, I'm like, yeah, this isn't that funny anymore.
Yeah, and plus, the more you tell it, the more you tend to cut out.
Yeah.
Because you've told the story several times, so you're like, oh, I don't need to tell them that part. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, like, okay, is it really necessary to sit there and be like, so my aunt was sitting on the stairs with her head in between the bars like this, big old eyes like that. Like, yeah, you kind of have to tell that part, or they're not gonna get it. When you're like, yeah, she was at the foot of the stairs, but could you bring me my stuff? No, So it was like I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm like, this has the potential to be really, really funny, but she's trying too hard to be funny, and in trying too hard to like open up and be funny, she's really closing herself off.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And so the funny's not happening.
Yeah, and then when she's messing up, that's her authentic self right there, and we're able to be like, there it is. There it
Yeah,
is.
there's the funny.
Like, you got it.
So,
You got it. So up next is the master class that was LaVoix. Like,
yeah.
I'm so glad you were there, LaVoix. Oh, again, not really giving clown. It's giving more cats. It feels like you're finna tell me to touch me.
She's giving more cirque clown than clown. Cirque clown than circus clown.
Yeah. And then last we had Marmalade. Now they said her jokes were a little too harsh, but I was cackling.
Right.
I loved them. Okay. Now towards the end, it did kind of get a little whoop whoop, but like I was cackling. Okay, I was having a great time.
Yeah. So, like, my favorite comedian has always been Rita Rudner. And Rita Rudner gives a very, very low, very dry delivery. And she sits there and she has the microphone and she's just like, yeah, so I was going to the store and da 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 da, and then punchline. You know, and it's just straight face. And I'm just like, ah. And that had the potential to be that. But I think there was just too much attitude behind it, which is so funny considering the fact that British humor is usually really dry.
Very dry, yeah.
And so this had the potential to be like quintessential British humor where it was just really dry delivery, but still funny as all get out. And she was just like, story, punchline, insult.
And it worked on me.
Story, punchline, insult.
And I was cackling every time. I was cackling every time. But honey, let's get to this runway. For this runway, they have to bring vinyl. So if you had to provide a vinyl runway, what would you have brought to?
You know, the funny thing is well, kind of took my idea.
Okay.
Because I was thinking vinyl record. I really was.
And see, for me, I was thinking the girl on the salt container wearing the yellow raincoat. I'm like, ooh, I could recreate that. Just make the raincoat vinyl.
Okay.
That was gonna be it. Real simple.
No.
Real simple. Real simple. So let's get to these looks. First, we have Relisa Lisa. What did you think of Relisa and your score?
I loved this for what it was. I wish my body looked like that, even remotely. I miss when my body did look like that. So I honestly I have to give this like a good like B plus.
I give this a solid B. This was good. I would have loved more, but this is Relisa's style, so like that's why I'm not really tripping. But yeah, this is a good B.
I think if she'd have had a mini skirt, if she'd have gave schoolgirl in a raincoat in vinyl,
I can see that.
I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
It still would have been her style, but she'd have had a little bit more clothes on. She still could have showed her ass like she likes to. She could have just gave Britney Spears in vinyl.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Up next we have...
I love this.
I'm sorry. Up next we have Kyron Thrax. I thought this was really cute. I don't get Michelle's thing about I'm tired of seeing spikes. I'm like, what are you talking about? We don't see spikes that much, or am I just tripping?
Well, considering the order with which I watched these, there were a lot of spikes on Down Under. So I could see it a little bit.
Well, for me, I thought this was cute. Very Kyron. It gets an A minus for me.
I agree with your A minus. This is giving very Centipede, Sonic the Hedgehog. I liked it.
Up next is Lil. What did you think of Lil?
I actually like this.
Mm-hmm.
I like this a lot. Like she can take something classic and just turns it and is like, here, I'll make it out of this unconventional material. So to see it in vinyl, I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I could see that. I like it. So this gets an A minus for me.
For me, it's a no for me, dog.
You don't like it?
At all.
I like it.
At all, friend. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I
I
don't
don't
like
like the math. But then again, you know, I have been reading a lot of smut lately, so.
I don't think that was something you were supposed to share with the class.
Oh.
But moving on to Lavoie. She remember looking she was funny this week. It's a no for me, dog.
You know, I don't remember seeing it in its full capacity.
It's just a bodysuit with vinyls.
It really is vinyl vinyls. Now, when I say Lavoie kind of took my idea, it would have been a little bit better than this.
Uh-huh.
I would have done more than sit here and that's the bad part about it, is that all she did was zip tie the vinyls.
Yeah.
Because that's all they are.
That's all it is. Zip tied the vinyls. That's it.
I mean, and I understand because I'm assuming because she was like, yeah, this is my dad's record collection. So I can understand you don't want to jack them up. But what did you think was going to happen in transit?
Like, anything could have happened to him. But yeah, what's your score?
This is a no for me, dog.
Up next is Marmalade. What did you think of Marmalade?
And why'd you give it an A?
Just an A?
A plus.
A plus plus plus. And we don't even have to, you know how we do the fashion queen of the season. It's clear who it already is. You don't even have to ask us by the time we get to the end of the season. It's Marmalade.
It's Marmalade.
Marmalade. Like,
Marmalade has been killing it all season.
yes.
I do not understand why her first win was the last episode.
I'm telling you, if this lady ever does a Versus the World or an All Stars, it's over for them girls.
Before it even starts.
Especially if RuPaul's the host.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. It's over. Now, we find out that Lavoie was the winner of this week's challenge. Even with this terrible runway, I do agree.
Terrible runway aside, she was funny.
Oh, Britannia. So we find out that the bottom two is Relisa Lisa and Lil. Do you agree with this bottom two?
I'm very sad about it. But yeah.
I think it should have been a bottom three. I think Kyron should have been up there with them.
Facts.
It should have been a three-way. I almost was like, ooh, have Lil be the winner and then do a lip-sync battle to see who goes home. Kind of like how they did with France when they got to the top four.
Mm-hmm.
They did that lip-sync battle at the Makeover challenge. I'm like, ooh, give Lil the win. And then the other four queens have to lip-sync to stay in the competition 2 at a time. But then I was like, no, because I really like Marmalade's look and her roast. So I'm like, nah, just the bottom three. I would have had Kyron right up there with them. But they lip sync to Crazy What Love Can Do, performed by David Guetta, Becky Hill, and Ella Henderson. And Relisa ate her up.
She did.
I felt bad for Lil because I imagine she was just so hot.
And suffocating, because there's no nose holes in that mask.
So, like, she is trying her best. And, you know, I felt bad. I did. But,
Right.
honey,
'Cause the
Relisa,
thing is like when you have that full bodysuit on and you have a little head thing on, those mouthpieces are not made for talking.
yeah,
They're made for other things. Like you can open your mouth. And that's about it.
that meant it. But, yeah, so I felt bad for Lil, but Relisa ate her up. So RuPaul announced that Relisa is staying in the competition, which means we must say goodbye to Lil. So it's official.
Very sad inside.
We have a top four, which I hate Lil didn't make it. I really do.
Right.
But we have a top four.
Yeah.
So the question comes, LaCresha. Are you Team Relisa, Team Kyron, Team Lavoie, or Team Marmalade?
Wishful thinking would be Relisa.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to chuckle at you. I'm sorry.
I said wishful thinking. So I'm being mindful of my choice.
Unless she just completely dominates the finale next week.
Exactly.
Like that.
Unless she just dominates the finale in an ideal wishful world, if I was Scanlan Shorthalt from freaking campaign 1 and I had a wish, Relisa would win. However, if I am being practical, it is between Lavoie and Marmalade, honestly, for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though Marmalade only has the one win, there have been people who have no wins. Marmalade has been killing it. So unless...
So call it now. Lavoie or Marmalade?
I'm going to give it to Marmalade.
I am going to say Lavoie. I personally want Kyron to win.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at the material, looking at the edit, just looking at how this whole season has went, I think Lavoie's taking it next week. I think she's taking it. So,
yeah, Lavoie's she hasn't had the best package. Like Marmalade had the best package, but Lavoie has been killing it.
And out of her 4 wins, I agree with all 4 of them. Like, I wouldn't have changed them at all.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm going to give it to Lavoie. So they danced the night away like they didn't just crush Lil's dreams. And we find out next week they'll be doing a remix, of course. And the season 5 winner, Ginger Johnson's going to be showing up.
Ooh.
It's good to see Ginger. You know, I'm a big fan of Ginger here.
I love how you just had to get a cheek shot from...
I didn't realize it until I was sliding through. I was like, oh, ass, okay. Because usually by the end, I'm just click, click, click. All right, moving on.
Click, click, click.
But yeah, we're going to have a winner. I'm excited. But honey, that's all the time we got. Can you tell the folks at the house where you can be found?
You can find me at Christian McGill on all social media. That's CRESHAMCGILL. Although I'm thinking about deleting X.
I'm this close to deleting it myself. I'm barely on there now.
I was like, I think I downloaded Blue Sky.
I did. I've made an account. You can follow me there at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for you threw me off not doing my part.
Don't forget to like, comment, and
subscribe. And we will see y'all soon. Bye.